And welcome back. Thank you for everyone that showed up to celebrate for my 9th anniversary. First Friday and then through the weekend. It was a bunch of fun. Actually, moved a considerable amount of clearance comics, which is always appreciated. So hopefully we'll get some movement on that and get some of the extra current comics in there and get them out of here. And hopefully that will make things a little better in both areas here and on the tables and the bins. And I can start bringing some more back issues in, but that's going to be a longer term project. So patience there, but I still need your help because you have to buy the clearance comics. But anyway, it is New Comic Book Day. That's why we're here. So let's look at the new comic books. Aquaman. And 2 covers there. Babysitter's Club. This is volume 8. I have no idea if that's new or just new to me, but that's all right. Backstagers Complete Collection. We've talked about Boom Studios repackaging stuff from across their 20 years. That's one of those. Absolute Batman. Sorry about the glare. That's Croc, I assume. And 2 covers there. A little Dennis Cowan in your day. Batman Dark Patterns. Batman Gotham by Gaslight. A League for Justice. And 2 covers there. Batman and Robin with the new Batman costume. A new arc begins here. It's perfect timing. See the changes from Batman #1. There's 2 covers there. Birds of Prey. That's Birds of Prey 25 as well. Black Canary, Best of the Best. That's a hardcover. Collects the recent miniseries by Tom King. Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt. Get a series from Dynamite. And a bunch of covers. I think that's the last one. Yeah, okay. Berserker Book 1. This collects the original 12-issue series. Captain America. Wow, that's a lot of glare. There we go. Eddie Brock Carnage. Conan the Barbarian. Getting close to 25 there. A new miniseries from DC. Court Children of the Round Table. I'm hoping this is really good and really fun. You can see I ordered in support of it. There's a couple of covers there. I have not gotten to read it yet, so I'm hoping to jump in soon. DC X Sonic. This is like a, I don't know, 5th printing? Yeah, 5th printing of #1, so that's nice. One World Under Doom. That's still going. Gargoyles Demona. G.I. Joe. That's a 5th printing of #1. Green Lantern Corps. Godzilla, the regular series. That's the 2nd issue of that. Godzilla Here There Be Aliens continues. That might be the end of that. I can't remember. All New Harbinger. This is part of Valiant Beyond, where they're sort of bringing some new stuff into the old Valiant property. So, Hello Darkness. Hulk Teach. It's a graphic novel by Jeffrey Brown, who's done like the Star Wars ones. There's a bunch of fun stuff in his past. But that should be fun. Imperial War Nova Centurion. Invisible Differences, a story of autism, adulting, and living life in full color. That's a graphic novel. That's an Eisner nominee. I want to read that for multiple reasons. This looks like a blank cover, though. If you look close, you can see it's Invisible Man, #1. This was supposed to ship, of course, with the first issue of Invisible Man. Let me get some reflection. Now I want glare. This is a thank you variant, and it's invisible. So that's kind of cool. It'll be marked up and available on the shelf. Undead Iron Fist, because we just can't let go of Danny Rand, even though we kind of should maybe. Nocturnals, The Sinister Path. Dan Brereton revisits the Nocturnals every so often, so that's nice. New miniseries. Power Rangers Prime. and 2 covers, and 3 covers, 4 covers, and 5 covers. Powers 25. Apparently, it's been 25 years since Powers premiered. I didn't know that. I may have to do some math. That seems, maybe, I don't know. Bendis and Oeming are revisiting that series. I will someday read all of Powers and be happy about that, but I never got to catch up. Punisher gets a new series, and it's a red band series, so we can't open it up and take a look on the inside. It's red band because it has explicit content. This should be violence-based explicit content, but as we talked about in the past, the red band stuff is usually not as violent as the most violent stuff, so we're not 100% sure what this is other than marketing. So, but either way, a new Punisher miniseries that looks like it may be the way Punisher should be. Racer X to go along with the new Speed Racer series. And a couple of covers there. Red Coat. Red Hood gets a new series. We believe that possibly this is a result of the end of Hush 2 in the sort of previous Batman ongoing. It's complicated, but there are a couple of changes coming out of Hush 2 which influenced the new Batman #1, even though we haven't finished Hush 2. So that's fine. Return to Skull Island. The Rockefellers get a collection from the beginning of that current series. Space Ghost. Spawn. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion continues. And 2 covers there. And then Around the Spider-Verse, an original graphic novel from the world of the movies. The animated movies. Spider-Verse versus Venomverse. That should be the end of that miniseries. Thinking of something, don't know what I'm thinking about. Star Trek Lower Decks. I do know what I'm thinking about it, it's fine. Supergirl. And there's 2 covers. And there's 3 covers. And Superman Kryptonite Spectrum. 2 covers. 3 covers. Thundercats. And 2 covers there. Transformers #2. That's a 9th printing. And then Transformers 24. This is the end of Daniel Warren Johnson's run. And we pick up next issue with Robert Kirkman writing and Dan Mora on the art, which to me fits a little better, but tons of people have enjoyed this run, so I can't fault them. The Unchosen. Unico Awakening, a graphic novel that was teased on Free Comic Book Day, and then because of the distributor stuff, sorry about the sirens, because of the distributor stuff going on, I was not able to get it before or now. So, hope everyone's okay. Edge of Venomverse, that's a new miniseries for Venomverse, of course. Ultimate Wolverine. Wonder Woman's daughter, Trinity. And then X-Men of Apocalypse. Strap in, because it's going to get crazy. So there's 2 sort of apocalypse-driven X-Men things going on. I am under the impression that X-Men of Apocalypse is its own series. And then there is X-Men Age of Revelation, which deals with Apocalypse's heir and a similar publishing format as the original Age of Apocalypse, where X-Men titles are stopped and replaced by titles that fit into a new sort of universe timeline thing. X-Men becomes Amazing X-Men, Uncanny X-Men becomes Unbreakable X-Men. To me, I believe, if I'm correct, if this is correct about what's connected and what's not, this is very confusing. So, for my X-Men people, if you would be so kind as to take a look and verify exactly what you want. For the first issues of things, it's probably not going to be a problem. But going beyond that, it might be a challenge. So please let me know as soon as you can what you're actually interested in. And maybe if you agree or disagree with my assessment. But anyway, this still looks like a bunch of fun. And we got a bunch of covers. Because why not? Shiny! And then Exceptional X-Men. This is the last issue of this part because it becomes Expatriates, or Expatriates, depending on how you pronounce it, which is part of the Age of Revelation. So, not the least bit confusing at all. Either way, actually. So, that is everything for this week. There are 2 books missing from Marvel, Magic and a Blade collection. There's a box floating out there somewhere. I might see it in the next hour or so, or I might see it by Wednesday. I will probably include those books in next week's releases to be sure they hit a new release video. So patience on those. And if you see anything you like, let me know. If you want to add anything to your subscription list, if you pick up your subscriptions. That was only a little snarky. If you see something you like, let me know. I will try and get it for you. And thanks for watching. Here's to 9 years. Hope to see you soon.